What the fuck, bro? Your man pussy just squirted all over me. Jesus Christ.
I was an accident, baby.
So we are on the same page as far as our older sisters being as old as they are.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We are accident-blast children. Absolutely.
I was planned.
Yeah, okay.
I was the only one that was planned.
Mm-hmm.
I've told this story many a times. It was Christmas Eve, and my mom, my pops, they was getting down. They was getting dirty. Smooching in the bed. My dad took the condom, deliberately showed it to my mom's face. I was like, yeah, not tonight. You're getting a baby. She said, oh, yes, give me that baby. And my dad cum blasted my mom's uterine lining.
Right. And that's why you're so obsessed with it. Because you want to be just like your father.
Exactly. My dad's a great man. Well, he has bad knees, bad hips, and he has COVID. I don't want any of that.
I wish you would have ended the last one with, and he has a coke problem. That would have been a tad bit more interesting. Like, whoa, wait a minute. He developed this at 60-something years old.
Look, he's retired. My dad retired. He got his fucking weed card for Ohio. I don't think he smokes like that, but he wanted nothing to do with it back in the day. But now that he's retired, he's like, fuck it, man. Good for him, though. He's enjoying retirement. My mom's not enjoying his retirement, but
that's usually how that works. But yeah, your story of your planned conception is
the story of yours?
No, it's total nonsense.
No, this is what I've been told every Christmas Eve for the past 20 years, at least.
Yeah, and as long as you keep believing it, they're never going to change it. So look, mine was clearly hey, we're caught in a snowstorm. We don't have shit else to do. So.
You're telling me that your parents just have sex out of boredom? There's no lust?
Hence me. Like, I'm a boring person. Thus, like, I came from boring, no pun intended, and I'm here in boring.
If that's the case, then that means that my conception story is true, because I'm a very passionate person.
There you go. Our conception leads to who we are, and society has yet to figure this out.
Damn it. I wonder if that's true.
It has nothing to do with anything.
Well, not where I was going to go. Mine was slightly more racist. Let's move on.
That makes it sound like what I said was racist. Because if yours was slightly more racist...
Was it not?
What did I say that was racist?
You got to wait until the new boot drops.
What's racist about this?
I didn't say yours was racist.
Right, but you implied that it was...
I'm not saying mine's racist either. I'm just saying it's slightly more.
Again, that implies that mine was kind of.
No.
Yes, it does.
No.
That's like, all right, put it this way. That's like saying, look, this sandwich has slightly more mayo than the other one, which didn't have any.
Technically, it's true, is it not?
That's not technically true because you're using the wrong words.
No.
You're reframing what that other sandwich is by saying this one has slightly more than the other one.
Look, if you go to Wendy's, right, and you get a junior bacon cheeseburger, okay, and then you get a regular cheeseburger, one would say this one has more bacon than that one.
But you wouldn't say, hey, this junior bacon cheeseburger has slightly more bacon than the other one.
Just don't fall for society's rules, okay? What I said was correct, and what you said is correct.
Right, but I'm telling you, the Venn diagram on these shouldn't be overlapped. Like, there should be two separate circles. A sandwich with bacon and a sandwich without bacon. Those are two separate things.
This burger has slightly more bacon than this burger, which has none.
No. The way your analogy should work, right, is, hey, this junior bacon burger has 2 slices of bread. Hey, this regular burger only has 1 slice of bread. That junior bacon burger has slightly more bread than the other one. They both have bread, but one has...
That might say 50%. That wouldn't be slightly more bread. But then she posted her pregnant pictures, and you get to see those pregnancy titties just popping out of that shirt. And it's like, Jesus Christ. Do I have a fetish for pregnant women?
You have a fetish for big titties.
Right, but pregnant titties aren't just big titties.
They're big titties with a purpose. Like, come on, relax.
Yeah, but they look swollen because they're filled with the milk.
Like I said, they're big titties with a purpose.
I have a fetish for swollen titties. Like if a woman got stung by one of those like Japanese murder hornets, the giant ones, I think I'd be into that.
But that's just swollen titties. I think you need an actual purpose for the titties to be swollen, and not because they were stung by a bee.
Right. Well, if she's stung by a bee.
No. You want to see the promise of a better future in those titties.
So by your logic, women with titties with no future promise should be euthanized.
I didn't say anything as extreme as that. I'm just saying.
Look, it's a dirty road that you're going down.
I'm just saying you like to see titties with a purpose.
No, I just like to see swollen titties. They don't have to have a purpose other than for me to stare at. They could just be there.
You don't just like big tits. You just said that.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. I like swollen tits, not big tits. Let me correct. I do like big tits.
You cannot lie.
But I also have an appreciation for small tits.
Yeah. Given the choice.
We discussed
Given
this. Given the choice, we're taking those swollen titties. And you know what? Hey, ladies, while I'm at it, you don't have to. Well, F you. I looked it up, and Daryl Hannah is clearly in Fishtail.
Right. Like, I've seen the movie. Like, every time she, like, gets... Like, if I'm not mistaken, the whole point of that movie is if any water sort of touches her, she'd turn back into a fish lady.
Mm.
That's the big lie of the movie, is that she's a mermaid. You should see it. It's a solid movie. For an 80s weird movie, it's a pretty good movie.
So, like, if a mermaid, like, if sailors are supposed to fall in love with these sirens, a.k.a. mermaids, like... But they still have the lower half of a fish.
Well, they don't know that. Remember, the siren is calling them to their death. They're not actually trying to fuck.
Right.
Yeah, they're just trying to kill them.
Right. Well, what's the point of all these guys wanting to fuck mermaids? And shit?
Because all they see is the top half. So they're like, "Ooh, titties in the water, fantastic."
I'm gonna tell you right now, titties in the water is fantastic because that's the closest you're gonna get to zero gravity, and they're just like. Floating around, weightlessness. It's beautiful. When was the last time you saw titties in the water?
I mean, I think you're talking about
Honestly, titties in the water is going to be like my surfer punk rock band.
I think that's the prequel right before Jurassic Park. I think that's what Spielberg did. Titties in the
Titties in the water?
Nobody saw it, but I think he made it on like 8mm or some shit.
Yeah, real artsy stuff, yeah. Robert Rodriguez said, hey, you know what? I can do that one better just with digital. A troublemaker production, Titties in the Water.
Starring that one Mexican dude that's in all his movies.
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo is machete and Titties in the Water. I don't know why, but okay. I mean, I'm going to watch the trailer, so it don't matter.
I'm going to watch the whole damn movie. I love those fucking machete movies.
Not a haircut in sight, which is weird. I've seen people get their haircuts in machetes. Come on now.
What?
You're telling me you've never seen?
I said I love those movies, and you're like, not a haircut?
Yeah, like you never seen somebody get their haircut with a machete? Come on now. Not their head cut off, but like a haircut, like a legit haircut.
No. Why would they get a haircut?
Because people are assholes and they just want to do weird shit. It
seems dangerous.
So she's like, oh my God, my ass is getting so fat. I'm like, that's because you're pregnant, bitch. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Right?
Well, she's already given birth.
Again, I don't know when these pictures were taken.
Yeah.
So these could be old pictures. These could be new pictures because she's pregnant again. I don't know. It's really irrelevant. It's just the fact that she did everything but show her belly. Like she showed chest up and ass in the bathing suit. So I was like, bitch, come on. Unless these people are 19 and don't know what a fucking pregnant woman looks like. What are we doing here?
I would hope at 19 years old, you would know what a pregnant woman looks like.
I mean, without seeing the actual belly. That's what I mean.
Like, I wasn't active enough in my sex life to where, as a man, it's like, oh, I'm a teenager. I'm getting boners all the time. I can't control them. And now I'm older, and it's like, I got to put in some work to actually get it up. Give me a minute. And during that time where it'd be fun to have not boners all the time and no boners all the time, I didn't get to enjoy it that much.
What's the enjoyment that you were looking for between the uncontrollable versus it takes effort? Like what was the ideal that you were looking for?
I'd like to be aroused faster.
That's mostly a mental thing.
Right. Look, man, there's a time in my 20s where you just make out, and then that's what it takes to get me like, all right, this is ready for you.
And you're saying now that's not the case.
Absolutely not.
Wow. So you're saying...
I'm just out here tongue-hugging girls, and you're going to have to do something.
So you're saying the woman that you meet on Bumble next, it's the one that you're like, oh, yes, that's the one I want. You're going on the date. The date goes well. There's a couple of spicy margaritas had. You're not too drunk. She's super into whatever the fuck you guys are doing, and you just decide to make out on the way home. You're saying during that entire evening, there's no blood flow happening.
Not until we get back and we start doing the business. And then she's going to have to blow on it a little bit or tug on it.
Jesus.
Look, man, it's not all perks with my magical penis, okay?
What's the magic at this point? Like, what the fuck?
Thank you. I never thought about it that way. And now I don't feel like my penis is special anymore. I thought that was the one thing I had going for me. And certainly not my sense of humor, because do you know how many girls have told me, does everything have to be a fucking joke with you? I'm from Ohio. I used to call it pop. And I'm only 400 miles away from Jersey where you call it soda.
Because that's what it is.
Pop.
Yeah, that's who your dad is. Absolutely. That's your pop.
Look, I am not going to crack my dad open and just take him down my throat, okay?
That's your mom's job. I get it.
She wishes.
Like, the implication of that is that she talks to you about it. Like, that's...
The sad part is she actually does.
I mean, listen.
Like, she's always been open with her sex life. And it's absolutely terrifying. May 4th and 420 and April 20th are not the same.
It's same difference. Like, nobody really gives a fuck. It's just a thing.
Look, man, no bacon, slightly more bacon, same difference.
You are correct. It is the same difference. It's just one has way stupider implications than the other one. That's all. Stupider is the wrong word, yes. One implies something that the other one doesn't. That's what I'm saying. That's final point, and we're moving on.
Fair enough.
Like, you wouldn't say somebody has slightly more underwear than somebody who's not wearing any, right? Like,
it's still factual.
You wouldn't say
though.
Slightly more. That's my point.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, like,
it's the slightly more that's the problem for me.
Yeah, stop getting.
It's not that
on that, because it's also true.
Like, all right, here's a great one. I got it. This is the one that's gonna fucking nail it 1,000%.
It's gonna end this conversation, and I will be on your side. Got it.
So you get your paycheck, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. I got $1. I got $1. Hey, whatever the fuck you're doing, your dance for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear, hey, Elon Musk just got a paycheck for completely ruining Twitter for $50 billion. Now, would you say, in your stupid brain, would you say, Elon Musk has slightly more money than I do?
Well, no. We both got money. He got an exorbitant amount more. I still got money.
Right.
He still got money.
But you wouldn't say slightly more, though, right?
Well, it's all how it's perspective.
Yes, that's my point. Perspective and implications of said phrase.
Now, somebody who has, we'll say, a micro penis, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then looks at John Holmes,
mm-hmm.
who notoriously had like a 9-inch penis or something like that, soft.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, he's like, yeah, you guys got a slightly bigger penis than I do. It's all about how you see things.
So you're saying that phrasing is correct in that context?
Yes. It's not wrong. It may not be correct to some, but technically not wrong. Some people might see it as not correct, but to everybody, it's not wrong.
It's misleading is what it is. Because to go from John Holmes to be like, That guy has a slightly smaller dick than him. And then to be presented with a micro penis is misleading. It should be criminal.
I don't think it's misleading.
So you're telling me, here we go. You're telling me.
Listening.
You see a lady on your Bumbles or wherever the fuck you're seeing these women. And they say, hey, I've got 2 kids.
Okay.
You finally settle on a date to go out and you find out that she's pregnant. And she goes, yeah, I had to get a babysitter. Sorry, I was late. And you're like, oh, for your 2 kids. She goes, oh, no, that's just the one. He's 7, but, I am pregnant. You wouldn't say that's misleading?
I would. It depends on how pregnant she is.
She's 7 months pregnant. She's
2
7 months
trimesters. Okay, so she's in the 3rd. Okay. She's in the home stretch of the pregnant. Like, she can't get an abortion unless it's a medical emergency. Then, no, that is a living baby inside of her. She has 2 kids. Now, if she were to say, hey, I had to get a babysitter because I got 2 kids, and she's also 7 or 8 months pregnant, I would be like, well, you have slightly more children than what you said.
We agree on that. Absolutely. That makes sense.
You're slightly more a mother than what you said. All of it's lying because you should have said, hey, I'm also this.
Right. You should have just straight up told me that you were pregnant.
Just like if I'm swiping on a girl and I show up to the date and she's in a wheelchair, it's like, hey, you should have disclosed your disability before showing up to the date.
Right. Because
am I saying pregnant women should be considered disabled people? Yes. Do I sound like an ableist? I am. In the eyes of some people that are
listening, yes.
Pregnant.
Oh, right. Okay. I guess.
Hey, do you think people in wheelchairs are considered Meals on Wheels to cannibals?
Yeah, sure.
Nice. Cool.
I mean,
I'm glad we're agreeing on that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Hannibal Lecter is too classy to say some stupid shit like that, but he'd laugh.
I think I need to go to... I think I have an issue with anger and violence.
You think? You have a stabbing cabinet. Like, how's
yeah, all right.
How is this just a thought? Like, come on now.
I don't know. Like, I was going to work on Monday, and people are being slow transferring trains and walking through the subway and
regular
shit.
New York
and
shit,
like, regular New York shit. I should be used to this now.
Yeah.
But no, people are, like, they want to stand by the door so that way at the next stop they can get off first. And it's like, there's more people fucking behind you. Don't stand in front of the fucking door. And so 3 of us are trying to fucking get on the train while people are standing by the door. And I just go, are you fucking serious? Move! And then I have my headphones on. And it's like, oh, I did say that out loud. And I did say it angrily. And I just had visions of like stabbing these people in the back of the neck. And not like stab, but like stab and scoop. That's why I'm completely destroying the back of the... So after I had that thought, I was like, I should probably go to therapy. Maybe BetterHelp. It's cheaper. It's easier. It's online.
Yeah.
It was concerning to me at that point.
I'm glad you got there. I was concerned when I heard you had a stabbing cabinet. That was back in May, so...
I still have a stabbing cabinet. My laptop is sitting on top of the stabbing cabinet.
I'm sure it is. I'm not an angry person, so I don't get it.
I would say that is a healthy way. It's a healthy way to release anger.
It's a healthier way than stabbing someone.
What? Man, people take it out on a heavy bag.
Yeah.
They do jujitsu or something like that.
These are all workout related things, yes.
This is a free option.
This is just you.
I'm not punching people in the face and I'm not stabbing people. I'm literally just stabbing wood.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you. I didn't realize that was such a problem. I guess he's recently come across you.
Whoa, easy. Pause. You okay?
No.
Okay.
Because I wasn't meaning it to come off. I wasn't meaning it for it to sound that way. And then I said it and I heard it. I was like, nope, stop. And then you're set me off. So
Just like Queen Latifah. Yep. So, anywho.
It's not that she doesn't want it that way, but she
Right.
also wants it this way.
Right. She can get with this or she can get with that.
Yes. I'm actually just trying to figure out a way to incorporate like another word for like a nut thing. I was like, how do I incorporate Toyotathon with nutting?
Okay.
Look, Toyotathon is the biggest celebration of the year.
Okay. If you say so.
Anywho, back to you can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with that or you can get with that.
See, now we're on the same
Yeah,
page.
take a joke.
There we go. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. All I had to do was that's me turning the page.
Yes,
not
I got it.
licking my finger to rub a vagina. For the listener out there, you can't see my finger waving. Not like a no thank you, sir, but like an aggressive wave.
They can't hear it either. So like you said that as if they were
Would it
hearing
help if I do this? Fap, 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 fap.
There it is. That's what they needed.
Another great gift that I got is the last year that my grandma was alive. Not to be confused with the grandmother. My grandma, I call my grandmother because she's nothing more than biological. But grandma is grandma. You know what I mean?
No, go for it.
So she, like the last year she was alive, she got me like it was like a thin silver chain, you know, like one of these like small kiosk things. And I never wear it now, but I save it because it's one of the last things she gave me. And then along with that, she gave me the South Park Chef Aid CD.
Okay.
And that includes the song Will They Die For You, featuring Puff Daddy, Lil Kim,
Mm-hmm.
Mace, and System of a Down.
I'm familiar with the song, yes.
Oh my God. You can't find it anywhere. I have to listen to it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And cue it up. Yeah, I have had some pretty expensive bar nights where I was done within 5 hours.
There you go. To me, 5 hours at a bar is too long.
To you, an hour at a bar is too long.
You're absolutely correct.
A, you don't like drinking. B, you don't like people.
Nailed it. True and true. Two truths and no lies.
Right. Some might say it's slightly more truthful than a lie. See, that's what it should have been. Like, one is this, the other is that. If I tell you Bigfoot is real, it's slightly more truthful than a lie.
All right, look. So if somebody were to look at us, they would be like, well, one of you is slightly more black than the other one. Like, would that be inaccurate?
See, you're seeing it in a negative way. I would say you have slightly more melanin than I have.
Slightly more.
Slightly. It doesn't mean I don't have any.
I still don't like this phrasing, but anyway. I'll figure it out. Maybe it'll make sense when I listen back to this in a couple weeks. I don't know.
It's not gonna. Gonna hurt your brain just as much and you're like, I fucking give up. Your suicide note's gonna be like, Dear Kevin, fuck you.
I am now slightly less alive than I was yesterday.
There you go. Yes. Thank you. Now you're seeing what I'm saying.
That's a hell of a suicide note to have at the end of this episode.
Keep it. It's definitely going to be the tail end of it.
Do it.
How many niggas that'll die for you? How many get the keys like to fly with you? I ain't talking about those that get high with you. Niggas know infrareds on your head and they ride with you.
I'm going to move on.
That'll die for you.
The end of the episode.
Get the keys like to fly with you. Niggas know infrareds on your head and they ride with you.
I mean, it's a bit anticlimactic, but I can work.
Right.